Hey, thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel. I'm Fred Minnick, a longtime whiskey reviewer and whiskey historian. I've been covering American whiskey in either critic form or historian form since 2006. This is actually my 15th year anniversary, 2021. I'm stoked. I love what I do. And part of what I love doing has been the pivot. See, the YouTube channel for me was always just a way to kind of talk about my live events, such as Bourbon and Beyond, and some of my dinner tastings that I was doing. And then the pandemic hit and everybody had to pivot to survive. I lost all of my live events. I lost so much, in the pandemic. That's not a strange story for anybody. Everybody kind of dealt with that. And I'm so thankful for the YouTube community for being a big part of saving me, throughout the pandemic. And when YouTube gave me my own membership community, that was just so awesome. And so I really take my membership community extremely serious. I love my members. We do polls. We do exclusive content inside the member community. I'm always chatting it up with folks in there. We have live chats. We have a member call-in show that we do on a regular basis. Take a look at that.
A suitcase that I pack with like the little foam things that you put around them or whatever. And because I literally go to Georgia and I can walk into places in College Park. And it's funny because Fred mentioned this, I think, over a year ago that got me going there. He was talking about like some places you got to go to find some rare stuff. He said sketchy. We call it the hood. And literally there's some places, and literally as God is my witness, there's a couple places if y'all in Georgia and you get out, you go to the Atlanta airport, and about 1.2 miles away there's a place called Red Oak. Now, when you go to Red Oak, there's a barbershop. It was like coming to America. I get out the car, and the first time we got off the plane, it's about 2.3 miles away is Red Oak. Dude pops open it. Hey, man, I got that cologne, man. What kind of cologne you need?
So basically the entire community is about content. And so I do live streams just for my members that never go public. And you get to meet my wife. She comes in on a lot of the live streams and pretty much spends a lot of the time making fun of me. Take a look at this. Listen, Jacqueline's got a good palate, and she's been to a lot of the training that I went through early on in my career. Once we spent a week in Cognac learning how to basically spending a week learning how to smell out of different glasses.
That was amazing.
It was intense.
By day 3 in the morning, I was smelling the hot water they brought for my tea, and I was like, wait, this is just hot water for tea. But at that point, I hadn't had anything. I wasn't taking a minute to smell.
And of course, I'm really excited that I'm able to give you exclusive content with some of the key figures and leaders in whiskey throughout the world, such as this interview with Rebecca Jago.
It's apart from anything else, it's a really fascinating piece of history because it was distilled in 1980, so it was distilled long before Sazerac acquired the distillery.
But of course, when it comes down to it, it's about a community. And out there's a lot of communities. There's a lot of great whiskey communities you can go to. This is just one of them. And this is one where I love to have a good time with folks, and we're always interacting. But one thing people always want to know, from me, is what my favorite whiskeys are. And this is full-on access to me to always ask like what my favorite whiskeys are of the month or what have you. And I also reveal my American whiskeys of the year to this membership community before anybody else. So if you value that, if you like having that interactive community, be sure to become a member. And if not, we'll still see you in the regular live streams and in the regular community. But I appreciate your support. I appreciate you coming over and checking it out. And I hope you have a great 2021. Cheers.